I got these kind of messages on my social media every time. And I'm not saying this is wrong, but it's not gonna work. Everyone, to show how is the accommodation situation in Germany, I made this Instagram reel last year.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
And it said it's easier to find a job in Germany than to find an accommodation. And it's still true, because after the Russia-Ukraine war, around 1 million people moved to Germany. There are always students or skilled laborers coming in. The housing market is in shortage. That means, like, the thing is, German people don't like to build houses or buy houses. They prefer to rent because it's much cheaper, and buying a house is so much costly. And there are like less houses being built, and then more people coming in, so it's always hard to find a good place for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to my another video. If you're watching me for the first time, my name is Rushikesh and I make videos on university education, working and life in Germany. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I would suggest you do that right away, because it provides me motivation to create more, improve my content or more content for you, and also it benefits you from the amazing videos that I post every week. In this video, I'm explaining accommodation finding scenario, ways you can find an accommodation for you. And remember, it's always easy to pay more and then get a place, but the real challenge is finding a right place, a good place for you within the budget. This experience is not going to be happy for you, but if you put your efforts in the right way, then there is a chance that you might find something good and within the budget. The first and easiest way I share is the making use of networks. There are communities everywhere. You'll find social media groups on Facebook, Telegram, WhatsApp, Discord, anything that you use. And you'll find communities there made specifically for finding a place or finding an accommodation specific to city, specific to a place. And if you're coming as a student, then there is something called Studieren and Work. These are like shared apartments made for students and only for students, and they are funded by government, sometimes by universities, like that. And first chance, you should try those. Then you should also join communities from university, like there are university groups, there are alumni networks, there are course specific groups, and you can ask them if there are any certain communities created and join those. You can also find social medias of universities or the student Wohnheims, the student shared apartments, and you can try your way through that as well. I find this is really a good place to start, because there is always someone who is leaving a place and then they post an ad, and there is always someone who is looking for a place. The only key thing here is you have to be quick. So these kind of ads go out very quickly, and if you are first, it's like first come first serve. So if you are first to find, it's easier for you to at least take a look at that place if you like it or not. And what doesn't work here is asking an individual, asking a person, okay, do you have any leads? I got these kind of messages on my social media every time. And I'm not saying this is wrong, but it's not gonna work. These housing ads or accommodation ads go out so quickly that let's say if the ad is posted in the morning, and by afternoon it's gone. There are, like, in that time there are hundreds of applicants that has applied to that house. So there is no way for an individual to know that housing ad still exists. So I don't see point asking anyone. Instead, I say that you ask a group or ask a community, and then you search there. So you really focus your efforts to a right place, and then just everywhere. Again, like, that's what I'm going to share in this video. Instead of asking an individual, there are ways that you can direct your efforts, and that with that you can find an accommodation for yourself. Now, depending on what you are looking for, whether it's a shared apartment or if it is a place for yourself, there are different places to look. If you are someone who wants to live in a shared apartment, or someone like me who wants to save money by living in shared apartment, then there is a website called WG Gesucht. There is an app as well, and in that app you can find ads only for the shared apartments, and it's really best place to look. You find quite good description of a place, and then there are all these things enlisted, and it can make you, okay, I want this place or not. So with that you can find a shared apartment. Now, if you are someone who is looking for a place for yourself, maybe because of the family, you got a family, or you are expecting a family and you want that, okay, I want a space for myself, then there is something called Immobilien website, like ImmoScout24 or ImmoWelt, or there are another quite a few as well, like 2-3 more websites as well. I think you'll find it on internet. So on these kind of websites, you will find apartments enlisted, maybe 1 RK or maybe one room apartments, studio apartments, 2 room, 3 rooms, depending on your budget and where you want it. You can filter the ads. Another source is this app called eBay Anzeigen. So this app is really made for short ads, or maybe people put ads, or some people also put housing or accommodation ads here as well. So it doesn't matter whether you are looking for shared apartment or a housing, a complete house or an apartment, you will find those kind of ads here as well. So this is also a good way of knowing or checking this app and then finding a place. So doesn't matter which source or you are using or which way you are using, you have to make an application. And now this is the tricky part. So when you make an application, you have to enlist all those things about yourself. You have to properly introduce yourself, and then you write about, okay, how do you live? If you are living in shared apartment, have you lived in shared apartment before? How was your experience? If you own any cat or dog or any pet or something, do you smoke, things like that. How much do you earn, or how much time you have been living in Germany? You can also support your application by providing documents like a work contract or maybe salary slips, or maybe a university admission. There's something called Schufa. It's a credit score that you have been paying for the time that you have been living in Germany, whether you have a good credit score or not. So this thing, it shows. And with that, there is a chance that you might get, an interview, or you might get an chance to see the apartment. So you have to make a complete application, and then you can use the same application for each and every house that you apply. But the thing is, you have to spend some time making a good application, or making a good introduction or good impression about yourself. Now, one more tip from my side that nobody else tells you. So these kind of applications like Imovelt or Scout 24 or something like that, you have to pay for monthly membership. Then you can, then you are a premium member, and then you are given a chance, and then you have to pay for this membership. Another thing is, you also have to pay for the Schufa, the credit score, which I told you. So this also gets renewed every month, and then you have to pay something for that. Now, the thing is, you can claim those in your tax declaration. So at the end of the year, you can put those expenses, the housing expenses or the accommodation search experiences, in your tax declaration, and you might get something back out of that. So this is something which nobody tells you. Another way to look for an accommodation is in newspaper. So there are newspaper ads. Now, not everybody is tech savvy, and not everybody is using those kind of applications and websites, right? So there are old people who still wants to go traditionally. So if they have some space, or if they have some room or an share apartment that they want to rent, then they will put those ads in the newspaper. Then if you come across those, then yeah. But the thing here is, you have to know German. So first thing, the newspapers will be in German, and the second thing, those people who kept this ad in the newspaper, there is a chance that they might not even speak English. So in this case, you have to know German. And then this is something which is not explored by many people, so there's a less competition here. So you could get chance if you could speak German. Now, in all of this, you have to be really cautious about getting scammed. There are scammers everywhere. You'll find scammers on each and every application that you use, or communities or groups that you use. And you will find an accommodation, and you'll try to contact landlord. The landlord will ask you to pay money online. You haven't even seen the apartment. If you are living abroad and coming here, you are the perfect quote to get scammed. And then that way you pay money online, and the apartment doesn't even exist. So do not pay anything online to anyone when you are looking at accommodation, right? That's the best way to get yourself saved from scams. Now, what happens is, the landlord will ask you to pay money online. They will show you pictures, they will share you videos of the apartment, but the apartment doesn't exist. So either you can call a favor, ask a friend, or ask you if you know someone to go visit that place if it really exists. Even that case as well, do not pay anything. Or you can wait until you come to Germany, or come to that, you see the place by yourself, and then you accept the contract. Now, sometimes some landlords or some people or scammers also share a contract with you. That way you feel, okay, it's really authentic. But in Germany, housing contracts are in German. So if you find it in English, it's a scam. With all this, you might be able to find something, but no one really knows how much time it will take. So you have to be patient in all this. But if you are someone who is desperate, who has to find something, who is moving to Germany and there is no place to live, or else you are moving to another city and you haven't gotten any place at all, there are some expensive options, some options like Airbnb, or there are even hostels like that. So you find a hostel, a cheaper hostel, and you can live for a month or maybe for some time, and in between that you try to look for an accommodation in that city. Another more expensive options like a fully furnished studio apartments. There are some websites like Housing Anywhere or something like that, or Wonder Flats, and this is not a promotion by the way. And with these kind of options, you get a fully furnished apartment for yourself, and then you can use that until you find something good or something cheaper. But these options are quite costly, so you have to see about your budget as well. So I think, yeah, I tried to cover all those topics, all the ways that you can find an accommodation, and this is the only way. The only thing is you have to keep trying, and even though you are getting rejected, look for an apartment, try to be the first one or try to be the quickest one when you look, and that way there is a chance that you get a viewing or you get an interview call for a house as well. So that's all in this video. I hope you will be able to find something. I hope that this video was helpful to you. You are welcome to share with your friends, family, or who is someone who is looking for an accommodation in Germany. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, I would suggest you do that right away, because it motivates me to create more content for you. And yeah, that's all for today, and I will see you again. Bye bye.